to another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. Hello, Andrew Martin. God bless you, brother. And welcome to all of you. And um, yeah, so today I was kind of thinking about, I know there's so much going on, so much amazing stuff going on. Praise be to God. And I was kind of thinking today about the fact that there are three angels in Islam. There's three of them, and they all have Israeli names. Okay, so one is Gabriel, Jibril, one is Michael, Michael, and there's Israfil. Israfil. Now, each one of these angels, you'll find them in the Hadith. Two of them you'll find in the Quran, and but they're all Israeli. And it's interesting that if you look at the etymology of their names, Gabriel, L at the end, Il. That Il is actually the name of God, Gabriel. The Jabr Allah. The strength of Allah. Michael. Ends with El. Michael. And then Israfil. They all end with the El, which is the name of Elohim. It's the name of the God of the Bible, not the God. Hello, daughter. God bless you. Long time no see. God bless you. It's good to see you. The names of these angels, they're Jewish names, and they're the name of the God of Israel, not the name of Allah. And now there are some Arabic Muslim scholars who say Il at the end of Michael, Jibra'il, Israfil, that the Il at the end of it, they acknowledge that that's the name of the God of Israel. And they say he is Allah, but he is not Allah. He's the God of Israel. El, Israel, even the word Israel has the name El at the end, El, reference to Elohim. And so I just want to look at these three angels. And, I'd like to ask Muslims, why do your angels have Jewish names? Why do they have the name of the God of Israel in their names in the Quran? Why don't they have the names of Allah, Jibrallah, or Michala, or Israfallah? No, they have the names of the God of Israel, Israfil, Michael, Jibra'il. And so let's just look at I want to look at this one. There's a book called Asbab an-Nuzul. This is the book of the reason for the revelation. It talks a little bit because in the Quran, you won't find Israfil in the Quran, okay, but you will find, of course, Michael and Gabriel, two of the hero angels of the Bible are mentioned in the Quran. So let's just look at what the Quran says about them. Let's see. Let me see. I didn't. I didn't. Oh, you know what? I didn't. Oh, no. This isn't it here. No, okay. These are not. I did not copy it, but I could just take you to the. It's 298 in the Quran, Surah 2, verse 98. Let me see if I have it here. Okay, here's the verse. Okay. It says here, whoever is an enemy of Allah, his angels, his messengers, Gabriel and Michael. So you got both of them here, Gabriel and Michael, and they end with the El, who is the name of Israel, the God of Israel, Elohim. Why do they have the name of the God of Israel in the Quran? Here in Arabic, Jibril or Mikael, or I'm not sure how they pronounce it in Islam. In the Bible, it's Michael, but it ends here, Mika, Michael, Mikael, Mikael. So these are the gods the angels from the Bible, and their names glorify the God of Israel. What are they doing in the Quran? And why do they have the name of the God of Israel? Jibreel. And then if we go to some of the hadiths, we will find, let me see if I have it here. Okay, right here, if you look at this hadith, it says, I asked Aisha, what did the Prophet start his prayer? With what did the Prophet start his prayer? She said, when he got up to pray at night, he would start his prayer with the words, Allahumma Rabb, okay, Allah, the Lord of Jibreel, the Lord of Jibreel, Gabriel, wa Mikael, Michael, wa Israfil, and Israfil. And so what's the big deal with this? I mean, who starts their prayer like that? I mean, in Islam, do you know any Muslims who start their prayers with those words? Why are those words being used by Muhammad? Let's read the rest of this. Fatirus samawati, Allah, Lord of Jibreel, Michael, and Israfil, creator of the heaven and earth, knower of the unseen. Okay, very interesting, but it's naming these three Israeli angels. Okay, the names of these angels come from the Bible very clearly. We know, we could look at Jibreel. Well, we know that Gabriel, he appears. Let me see. Actually, I should show you actually the every time that he appears in the Bible, he appears like I believe 4 times in the Bible, twice to Daniel, and then once to Zechariah, the father of John the Baptist, and once to Mary, the mother of Jesus. Gabriel is always, they say that there were 3 archangels. That's what some people say, and I think they got a good argument there that these are considered the archangels. These are like the leader angels, and one is Gabriel, and Gabriel is the prophet angel. He's the one who predicts the coming of Jesus. He came to Daniel and predicted the coming of Jesus with some of the clearest prophecies. I mean, he just about gave exactly the day of the crucifixion. Gabriel did to Daniel 400 years before Jesus came to earth. Gabriel gave Daniel the 70 weeks prophecy, which gives you the exact day that Jesus would ride into Jerusalem on a donkey. Again, exactly that day. It is the most phenomenal prophecy in the Bible, I believe. Chuck Missler used to say this is probably the most significant time prophecy, because it's like saying, okay, it's going to happen on June 6th, the year AD 32, which is, they believe that's like the date. And it tells you I don't want to get too much into that. It's an amazing prophecy. It's called the 70 weeks prophecy of Daniel. Gabriel is the one that brought that. Okay. And so he's the prophet angel. Then Michael is the warrior angel. He's the one who fights. And he's actually called the Prince of Israel. And I think he's the Prince of Israel the same way that like there's the Prince of Persia, there was the Prince of Greece, that each country has like a spiritual king over it. And the king, the spiritual angelic king of Israel was Michael. He was called the Prince of Israel. And then so he was the warrior. You have the prophet Gabriel, you have the warrior Michael, and then you have the worshiper Lucifer. Okay, but Lucifer, of course, fell, took music with him, so Michael and Gabriel are mentioned in the Bible. Let me just show it to you here, just to give you an idea that how in the Bible two of these angels are very prominent. Gabriel, Daniel said, "I heard a man's voice between the banks of the Ulai, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision." This is in Daniel 8:16. So somebody was talking to Gabriel to give Daniel understanding of the vision. Daniel 9:21. While I was speaking in prayer, the man Gabriel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly, touched me about the time of the evening oblation. So 2 times Gabriel appeared to the prophet Daniel. Okay. And then in Luke 1:19, it says, the angel answering said unto him, I am Gabriel, that stand in the presence of God, and am sent to speak to thee and show you these glad tidings. This is when he was talking to Zechariah, the father of John the Baptist. And then when he came to Mary, Luke 1:26, in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent from God to the city of Galilee. And let's look at the name Gabriel and how the etymology of his name, Gabriel, it means warrior of God. Okay, the archangel. Okay, let's look at the Hebrew. Gibrail. Okay, God is Il, man of Il, man of Il. Okay, that's the God of Israel, is Il. And so, why is the most prominent angel in Islam the angel of the God of Israel? He is definitely not Allah. And so, okay, so that's the etymology. Let's look now also at Michael and see Michael, because he is in the Bible many times. He's, of course, in the book of Daniel. It's the most common. In Daniel 10:21, it says, but I will show you that which is noted in scripture of truth, that there is none that hold with me in these things, but Michael, your prince. At that time, Michael shall stand up, the great prince which stands for the children of Israel. So this is Michael with E-L. Okay, let's look at the etymology of his name. Michael. Listen about Michael. See what Michael means? Michael, who is like God. God being El. Michael. Okay, let's look. Michael. Okay, the name of the archangel. Okay, Assyrian. Okay, who is like God. Michael. Okay, and the El is the key thing. That's the name of God, Elohim. Okay, and now Israfil is not mentioned in the Bible. Israfil, however, is mentioned in a Gnostic gospel. It's called the Gospel of Peter, or the Apocalypse of Peter. Let me see if this has it here. The Hebrew Bible does not mention an angel by the name Israel, nor does it appear in rabbinic literature, the Talmud, or Midrashim. No angel is treated as canonical in traditional rabbinic Judaism. However, an angel by a similar name, Israel, is mentioned in Kabbalistic literature, such as the Zohar. Zohar is a very famous book of the Kabbalah magic and demonic, and Muhammad took it from them, so put it in the Quran. Well, actually, it's not in the Quran; it's in the Hadith. Okay, so here's another. It says Israel, Israel, okay, is the angel of wrath, were possibly influenced by Israel Buddha, so associated with Islamic angelology. Okay, so Muhammad took everything from the Jews and from the Christians. I mean, Israfil is mentioned in the Apocalypse of Peter, which was written before Islam also. So anyway, but all of them have the name of the God of Israel in them. Israfil, Michael, Michael, and Jibril. Okay, so just asking, why is it that the Quran has all these Jewish angels in it? So let's see some of the comments here. Sounds, yeah, you're right. It is demonic. Oh yes, you know what? Thank you, and Burgundy too. That they do say that Israfil may also be Raphael, from the name Raphael. Now again, Raphael is not mentioned in the Bible, but I know that the Catholics really respect that book, or that they believe in that angel, Raphael. Yes, and the book of Tobit. Yeah, that's one of the not Gnostic. It's one of the apocryphal books. So yeah, so it's very likely that Israfil is really Raphael. And they, the Muslim belief is that that Israfil is going to blow the trumpet on Judgment Day. So he's the one who's going to blow the trumpet. So my question is, why do they use the name of the God of Israel in their angels? Don't they come up with some Muslim sounding angels? But no, they didn't. So let's just look at a couple of things. Let's look at Jibril first. Okay, he's the main guy, and he's we know so much about him. The messenger used to address us and remind us of the angels of Allah until we could see that. Listen to this, you guys. This is weird. This is weird. It sounds demonic. Okay, listen what it says. That Muhammad used to tell them the angels of Allah until we could see on his face a look of alarm. It was as if he was warning people against an enemy that would attack them in the morning. If he had just recently met with Jibril, he would not smile until Jibril had departed from him. He would get, it was like this demonic spirit come on him, and he could not smile because of that thing that came on him. So when Jibril came to him, remember when Muhammad, he was afraid that Allah left him or something, and then somebody came to him and said, "Did your Satan leave you?" Everybody knew what was coming to him. They knew what was coming. They said he would turn red, start shaking, and his eyes would get big, and then he would start snorting like a camel, when this Jibril came to him. So here it says he would not smile until Jibril departed from him. He'd be talking, and then all of a sudden the thing came on him. So that's a Jibril, you guys. That's not Gabriel. That's Muhammad's Jibril, the demonic counterfeit. Okay, let's see what else it says about Jibreel. It says, it was narrated from Ali. Jibreel came to me, but did not enter upon me. The Prophet said to him, what prevented you from entering? He says, we do not enter a house in which there is an image or urine. You guys make sure there's no urine in the house. Make sure there's no urine in the house. Okay, this is so important. I mean, you didn't realize urine is, angels will not come to your house if there's urine in the house, so yeah. So see the wisdom. The wisdom is amazing. Says, we do not enter a house in which there is an image or urine. It was narrated by Ali bin Abi Talib. Muhammad said, Jibreel came to me and greeted me. And he narrated a similar hadith. Okay, so these are the limitations of Jibreel. Then you have this verse here. Okay, it says Imam Ja'far bin Tabari said the scholars of Tafsir agree that 297 was revealed in response to the Jews that claim that Jibreel is an enemy of the Jews and Mikhail is their friend. This is what Al-Bukhari said. Whoever is an enemy of Jibreel, let him die in his fury. So the Jews said that Jibreel is their enemy. Okay, guys, the Jews said Jibreel is their enemy. Who can tell me for $5? Okay. Right, good luck at collecting. But who can tell me a story from the hadith that proves that Jibreel or Muhammad's Jibreel was indeed the enemy of the Jews? Who can tell me a story about Jibreel that proves that he is indeed the enemy of the Jews? Does anybody know? We talked about it recently. Anybody know? I'll let you guys work on that a little while I show you, because somebody was talking about potatoes. And so does anybody know the story that proves that Jibreel really was the enemy of the Jews? He really hated the Jews. Does anybody know? Remember, you guys, Muhammad, I was talking about this the other day, where I said, when Mamdani became the mayor of New York, he kind of compared himself to like when Muhammad went to Medina, the hijrah. He even used the word hijrah, the immigration. And Muhammad went to Medina, and there were 3 tribes of Jews. There was the Banu Qurayza, the Banu Qanuqa, and the Banu Nadir. Within 5 years, all the Jews were gone from Medina. 2 of the tribes, Banu Qanuqa, Banu Nadir, were kicked out of Medina by Muhammad, exiled. And the Banu Nadir, he would chase them to Khaybar and slaughter them there. And another tribe was genocided by Muhammad. He committed genocide on them, completely eliminating them. Okay. And what happened is that Muhammad was at the Battle of the Trench against Mecca, and he won the Battle of the Trench. And then he went home after the battle and was taking a bath. And while he was taking a bath, Jibreel comes. So Jibreel doesn't have a problem coming in while Muhammad was naked taking a bath in his little steel tub. So Jibreel came in while Muhammad is taking a bath, and Jibreel points to the Banu Qurayza and he says, Muhammad, what are you doing? Muhammad says, well, I'm taking a bath, we just had a great victory and all this. He says, you're not finished yet, Muhammad. And then Jibreel points to the Banu Qurayza, telling him that he had to go finish them. He had to go finish them off. And Muhammad went and committed genocide on the Banu Qurayza Jews. So indeed, Jibreel is the enemy of the Jews. Jibreel, not Gabriel. Muhammad's Jibreel, who's the demon. He is the one that is the enemy. Now, I also want to show you. This from the book Asbab an-Nuzul. Okay, about this is interesting. I was reading this and it's kind of interesting. You know, the verse in the Quran, it talks about, let me just tell you what the verse in the Quran says again. It says, whoever is the enemy of Allah, his angels, his messengers, Gabriel and Michael, let them know that Allah is certainly the enemy of the disbelievers. So it's kind of like saying, if you're an enemy of Jibreel, you're an enemy of Allah. Okay. And so let's, this is Asbab an-Nuzul. And it says, Abu Bakr informed us, okay, Umar bin al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, said, I used to go to the Jews upon their study of the Torah, and I was amazed to see the conformity of the Quran with the Torah, and of the Torah with the Quran. So Umar bin al-Khattab noticed the similarity between the stories Muhammad stole from the Torah and the Torah. On one occasion, the Jews said, oh, Umar, we do not like anyone more than we like you. Umar asked, well, why is that? The Jews said, because you come and mix with us. Umar said, I come to you only because of my amazement at how the different parts of the book of Allah strengthen each other, how the Quran is conformity with the Torah, and how the Torah is in conformity with the Quran. As I was with them one day, Allah's messenger passed behind me. The Jews said, here is your man, go to him. He has just got to an alley in Medina. I turned to them and asked, I adjure you by Allah and by that which was revealed, do you know that he is Allah's messenger? The chief said to them, he has implored you by Allah, so do tell him. They asked, you are our chief, you tell him. Their chief said, we do not know that he is Allah's messenger. I said, you are the one who shall be subject to the worst form of destruction if you all know that he's Allah's messenger and then do not follow him. Because that's a very dangerous thing that Umar bin Khattab said right there. Okay? Because he says, you are subject to the worst form of destruction if you know that he's Allah's messenger and do not follow him. Wow. This is what Umar bin Khattab told the Jews. And that word was fulfilled. Umar bin Khattab, they all kicked the Jews out and then killed the rest of them. The Jews said, we have an enemy among the angels as we have an ally from among them. Umar asked, who is your enemy and who is your ally? They said, our enemy is Gabriel, who is the angel of harshness and coarseness, burden and hardship. I said, and who is your ally? They said, Michael, who is the angel of tenderness, gentleness, and ease. I said, in that case, I bear witness that it is not allowable for Gabriel to declare enmity to the allies of Michael, nor it is allowed for Michael to be an ally of the enemies of Jibreel, whatever that means. For both, including all those who are with them, are enemies to those who declare. So, one thing you see here is that this whole mythology had developed around Michael and Gabriel. And I don't know why the Jews would say Gabriel was their enemy. Gabriel predicted the coming of the Messiah. He told them the details about him and, helped Daniel to translate, to understand the prophecies. So I don't understand why they would call Gabriel, okay? But if you read the last sentence here, and Muqatil said, the Jews said, Gabriel is our enemy. He was commanded to place prophethood among us, but he placed it with others. Allah revealed this verse as a response. A rabbi said, Gabriel is our enemy among the angels. If it had been Michael instead of him, we would have believed in you. I wonder if they were just lying or just joking with. He showed enmity to us in many occasions. What was even harder to take is that that Allah had revealed to our prophet that Jerusalem would be sacked at the hand of a man named Nebuchadnezzar, and informed us also at the time that it would be sacked. When that time came, we sent one of the strong men of the children of Israel to find Nebuchadnezzar and kill him. He looked for him until he found Babel. In Babel, a poor boy without any strength. Our man seized him to finish him off, but Gabriel intervened. He said to our man, if it is your Lord, okay. So this is interesting here. It's got a lot of stuff about Gabriel and Michael. And, I'm not sure. I think that they're kind of saying, why would Jibril come and make Muhammad an Arab a prophet instead of one of the Jews? So I cannot be the only person around here who heard Jibril and thought giblets. Yeah, that's when he was powerful. He wouldn't like that at first. He was mad because they rejected him. Yeah. There's so many hadiths, it's hard to remember them all. Yeah, he's the protector of Israel, Michael is, yes. So anyway, so you see this this interesting connection between these angels. Okay, so let's look at some of the stuff about Azrael, the third one, Israfel. He's also called Azrael. Okay, and let's see some of the stuff about him. Okay. Okay, a Jewish woman, okay, Aisha said this. A Jewish woman entered to me and said, the torment of the grave is because of urine. Yeah, well, yeah. You guys, I did my urine episode last week. It's called Urine Trouble. But there's just so much about urine in the Hadith. The Hadith is loaded with urine. And urine does so many amazing things in the Hadith. And so, anyway, sorry. So we got to hear some more about urine here. It says, a Jewish woman entered upon me and said, the torture of the grave is because of urine. I said, you are lying. She said, no, it's true. We cut our skin and clothes because of it. The messenger went out to pray and voices became loud. He said, what is this? So I told him what she had said. He said, she spoke the truth. See, Muhammad understood this, you guys. Muhammad understood that the reason people are tortured in the grave is because of urine. He knew this. So Aisha said, oh, okay. Okay. After that day, he never offered any prayer, but he said, following the prayer, Lord of Jibril, Michael, and Israfil, adding min harinar wa adhab al-cover. Okay. Harir. Okay. Lord of Jibril, Michael, and Israfil, grant us refuge from the heat of the fire and the torment of the grave. So Muhammad actually added something to his prayer after this woman came up and said this. He added this to his prayer. Lord of Michael, Gabriel, and Israfil, protect us from the fire, heat of the fire, and the torments of the grave. And the reason for the torments, you guys, is urine. Don't forget that. It's so important, you guys. Okay, let's see what this says. Azrael is the canonical angel of death in Islam. Okay. It says, I asked Aisha, what did the Prophet say in his prayer? And she said he would say, okay, I read that one already. The messenger, Allahumma Rabb Jibreel wa Mikael Israfil. So Muhammad would always say, Lord of Jibreel, Michael, and Israfil, we seek refuge from the heat of the fire and torment of the grave. It's Hassan Hadith, Sunan Nisa'i. Okay. See, same thing here. Oh, and Muhammad, look how scared he was of Israfil. It says, the messenger said, How can I feel at ease when the angel of the trumpet, Israfil, has put his lips to the trumpet and is waiting for the order to blow it? Muhammad perceived as if this had shocked his companions, so he told them to seek comfort through reciting, Allah is sufficient and he is the best disposer of affairs. So he had a real thing with these Jewish angels, okay? And what's more important, of course, is the fact that they all have Jewish names. They have the names of the God of Israel in their names. So God bless you, Mr. Burgundy, 3:30. And oh, Lord bless you. So have a great night. So anyway, I just asked him the question, why do all these angels of Islam have Jewish names and the name of the God of Israel in them? Why didn't Islam change their names to Allah instead of El, who is the name of Elohim? Even the word Israel has the name of Elohim in it. And so, yeah, so all the angels in the Quran are Jewish. So here is a picture of Israfil. He's the one who's blowing the trumpet there, you can see. Right. Well, that's kind of what we were going to talk about tonight. So Israfil, Michael, Jibreel, three angels, all mentioned, two of them mentioned in the Bible, one mentioned in Gnostic source, the Gnostic Apocalypse of Peter. And so, all right. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. And maybe we'll just cut it short here as we've said everything we were planning to say. And thank you for being with us. And if you haven't done it, if there's any Muslim here, first of all, I should say this, if there's any Muslim here who would like to come up, let me just put the link here. If you're a Muslim, you'd like to come up, we welcome you. You're welcome to come. Thank you very much, daughter. God bless you. I work weekends, so yeah, my weekends usually go really fast. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for being with us. If there's a Muslim here, you can come up. Here's the link. And oops, your buggy. Hold on. So I'll fix that. All right, you guys. Thank you for being with us. Have a wonderful night. If you haven't done it, do it now. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Yesur, sa'idni. Yesur, samahni. Yesur, udkhul qalbi. Oh, okay. Well, welcome back, and hope to see you. God bless you. And you'll see, like Ida was with me last night. It was real nice to have her. So I'll tell her that you're back. Yeah, sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you need a little break. Believe me, I know. Sometimes it's like, dude, I don't want to learn anymore. I don't want to hear anymore. It's just like, not just about Islam, but about the news and politics and the world and everything. But so I think it's good to take a break sometimes. So, all right. Well, you guys have a wonderful night. The Lord Jesus loves you. And
If you have ever wondered why dull apologists lie so much, it's because on a rare occasion that they tell the truth. This happens.
One of the reasons I accepted Islam was the scientific miracles. I'll be honest with you. And now we know that this whole scientific miracles was absolute nonsense.
You're going to have to repeat that.
That the standard narrative has holes in it. That's what I'm going to say.